Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm a very jolly skittle because the Bad Batch Season 2 drops tomorrow.
The time has come.
Season 2 episodes 1 and 2, and today we're going to be doing a very special preview. Over the last couple of Bad Batch videos, I've covered the latest comments from the likes of D. Bradley Baker, Jen Corbett and others, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive on what to expect and getting the hype train going for Season 2. Before we dive into it though guys, please be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below if you've not done so, and also give the bell a good old tickle to be alerted every time that I post a new video. But no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into this. So tomorrow is a double episode premiere, Spoils of War and Ruins of War. Now just from these titles alone, it sounds as though the creatives are doing what they did with Aftermath in Season 1, spending the premiere, in this case the 2-episode premiere, to set up the context for the rest of the season. Now earlier today, StarWars.com posted a very insightful piece about what to expect tomorrow. It's a Bad Batch recon that goes through everything you need to know. In the article there is one paragraph we need to talk about. Where are they when Season 2 begins? While they just summarise the destruction of Kamino, they also note Clone Force 99's home is still Sid's parlour on the planet of Ord Mantell. So that is where we find them when the season begins. They're hiding out there and Sid is providing for them, under the condition they still run errands and missions for her. Now some of these, they say, are dangerous and might even go wrong. Of course we need that tension in Season 2, the Bad Batch ending up in situations they don't necessarily want to be in. Season 1 started with a bang on the planet of Keller, just as Order 66 was initiated, and we saw Depa Billaba being killed by Commander Grey as Palpatine uttered the words that we know so well from Revenge of the Sith: execute Order 66, and Caleb Doom, later known as Kanan Jarrus, saw the whole thing and was told to run, and this began his lifelong hatred and distrust of clones, which we later see in Star Wars Rebels. That sequence set the precedence for Season 1, with Crosshair at the time being the only member in the Bad Batch whose chip was working correctly, so he didn't understand why his brothers were not following suit. That was the way Season 1 started, and it was brilliant writing, but we begin Season 2, 6 months following the destruction of Topoka City on Kamino, and as we've seen in the promos, in the TV spots, in the trailer, in the articles, the political setting of the galaxy is very different. The Empire's now risen to almost full strength, and the Batch is trying to avoid any Imperial interaction at any cost. Jennifer Corbett told us there will be occasions the Batch will come across Crosshair, and they will try to save him once again, but apart from Crosshair, they're trying to lay low for a while, camping out on various planets they're sent to as mercenaries, and this includes Coruscant, staying under the radar. And speaking of the galactic capital, they're gonna come across a few very interesting figures, and this is gonna include Bail Organa. I'm not saying any of this is gonna be in the first 2 episodes, but it's important to bear in mind the reviewers hinted that Season 2 is a sort of galaxy tour of what's going on with the Empire at this stage. We're gonna see the oppression from the perspective of various worlds, and it's all going to be from the point of view of the Bad Batch. That's why we're going to Coruscant and Kashyyyk. Dave Filoni wants to show us what the situation is, what familiar planets are going through after Revenge of the Sith. Now I want to focus on the meanings of the titles Spoils of War and Ruins of War. In terms of this 2-episode premiere, I think the show is contextualizing the struggle of being a clone at a time where you're seen as being redundant. The Clone War is over, so purpose is a big question mark over the heads of so many of these clones. Not just Clone Force 99, but of course Cody, Crosshair and others like him who remained loyal, and they're starting to question the Order. I've covered this theme extensively, so let's move on. In terms of runtime, both episodes of the premiere are pretty standard, no extra long ones, and that explains why they doubled up. Also, it's somewhat of a 2-parter, similar to what they did with Obi-Wan and of course the 3-episode premiere of Andor. These episodes go together well. Double the Star Wars, double the hype. Now I think we should talk a little bit more about the contrast between a Spoil of War and a Ruin of War. The 2-episode titles, the latter, Ruins of War, has a more consequential implication to it, almost like look what the Empire has done. Just a bit of speculation, but I believe the premiere is going to kick off right after Rampart's destruction of the cloning facility on Kamino. We might see Crosshair standing on that platform as the Empire comes and saves him. Again, no one knows for sure, I'm just speculating. Now when it comes to Spoils of War Episode 1, in the real world this this refers to property of the enemy that's been seized or captured. In the context of Star Wars and the Empire, this could refer to a great many things. For instance, clones themselves, as Tarkin believes the Empire owns everything under their watch. It could also refer to what they've accrued on Mount Tantis, or just generally the consequences and remnants of the Clone Wars, and just how powerful Emperor Palpatine's become. It's affected the whole galaxy for better or for worse. And I say that because the other day Jennifer Corbett did say that some planets across the galaxy love the Empire, they don't see the oppression just yet. So as I say, it's affected individuals, systems, planets, but also the individual clones. But I don't know how they're going to structure the season. We don't know what plot points they're saving for later episodes, so we can't speculate exactly what's going to be in the first two. Alternatively, spoils of war might refer to cargo that the Bad Batch have to get on a Sid mission. But the first two episodes of any new season need to set the pace, and there's a very high bar following season 1. I think Star Wars fans everywhere are just excited and rejoicing over the fact we get to see Clone Force 99 in action again after nearly 2 years. Omega, Hunter, Wrecker, Echo, and Tech. But despite the hype, there is also a sense of nervousness going into season 2, because we were promised there are some sad times coming. Are you guys ready? This is going to be an emotional roller coaster. Hold on to your seats. Hopefully it's going to be a very fun ride. Now I want to talk about something I spoke about the other day in a bit more depth. Speaking with SFX magazine, Jennifer Corbett teased we're gonna find out why Omega was created. This season goes into her origin story. Curiously, Omega was alive during Attack of the Clones, and so when they said the other day they wanted to explore the purpose of why she was created, my mind went to Boba Fett instantly, but Jen is adamant there is no Boba in season 2. So what might they explore? I've always held on to the theory that there's more to Omega's DNA than what Tech told us in season 1. Yes, she's a Django copy, but is there more to her nature? Does she have some type of programming that's more advanced than a chip? Something invisible? And will any of this play into her being wanted by the Empire for some of Palpatine's Callus Wayland projects? Is there more to her that makes her an asset? The story will unfold as it needs to, but it's reassuring to hear this is going to be answered, because Jennifer Corbett does tease there's a reason she was made in the first place, a reason we don't know about. And going back to season 1, when Nala Se came up to Omega protective of her when she met the rest of the batch, we were told she was a medical assistant, and this brings up so many more questions, the nature of her existence. We were also told that she was the 5th genetically enhanced clone of Clone Force 99. Lama Su, the Prime Minister who's now deceased, had a purpose for her, maybe a whole army of Omegas, enhanced in ways we don't know yet. Really intriguing stuff. And I will say guys, tune in tomorrow because I will be doing my full episode breakdown for both episodes, Spoils of War and Ruins of War. Stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell. It's going to be a really fun time. I cannot wait to discuss everything with you guys. There is not long to go. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, but until tomorrow guys, may the Force be with you always.